Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. This is my bird collage for this week. I'm going to try to do an extra special surreal. I feel like I kind of cheated you out of the last one when I did the scrapbooking pages of my mom. So I want to get back to doing some surreal collage work with you. This is definitely going to be different. I've been sitting here in my craft room pondering what I should do. Been looking through some boxes, and this is one thing I have with flowers, because you know I love to work with my flowers. I still have a mess here from my color cube. And I did my color cube first this week because that came to me right off the bat. So I'd love to have you stick around. If you're new to my channel and if you're new to surreal collage art, I do have a playlist of surreal collage art, collages that I have done. I'd love to have you take a look, but I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. I think we have a lot of fun on here, and I get a lot of great feedback, and I would love to hear from you. And if you're returning client, customer, subscriber, you are a subscriber. I don't know why I was thinking a client, customer. I don't know. My mind's I'm tired. My mind is a little tired. There was a little mishap over the weekend, and I'm recovering from that. But we won't get into that because that's a whole other story. But thank you for returning. I love having you sit with me, and I love sitting with you. And I do try to listen to you all when I'm putting some things on a piece of paper and you're like, put it over here, put it over there, do this, do that. I try to listen to everybody, and then I just kind of take creative license and I just kind of go and do what I'm going to do. But thank you for all of your yelling and shouting. And it's like me when I talk to the TV during the news. Nobody can hear me. My boys remind me that, Ma, they can't hear you. I'm like, I know. But it makes me feel better. And for all of my gals over on Patreon, thank you. And one thing I do want you to know, just to make clear, there's been a few girls saying, I saw your... because on Instagram, I will announce when I have a new exclusive video for my patrons over on my Patreon. You have to subscribe, and some people will say, I couldn't find it. I missed. I saw where you had mentioned your trip to Cleveland or whatever. I can't find the video. I just want you to know you have to be in one of the higher tiers to get the exclusive videos. So if you're interested in raising your tier so you can get exclusive videos, go back, take a look, and see which one would be good for you. But that's why you're not seeing them. If you're already a member, you have to be in the higher tier to get the exclusive videos that I do. So let's move forward. This week we went back in 2000 and I think 14 or 15. We went to New York and we saw The Lion King. And I got a really cool, and this was way before I was doing surreal artwork or had a YouTube channel or anything. I got the book that they sell you, and I cut some pages out. And I pulled these, as you can see, I cut one out already. I don't even know the character's name. Nayla. I think this is original Nayla sketch. If you ever have a chance to see The Lion King in person, this was the UK tour. It is phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal. I was just in awe. The way all the animals move, and it was an unbelievable show. the music, the outfits, the colors, just amazing. So I tore my book apart and I only kept the ones that I wanted to use. And so this image here, I cut out because I just think she is fabulous. So I cut her out, and I'm going to be using Nayla in my bird collage. So I was looking around. I did some research. I went through my bird book. This is my illustrated bird book here. I first thought, I'll tell you how, because this is where sometimes when you do surreal art, collage art, your first thought doesn't work out. My first thought was to remove the lion head here, lioness head, and do something with ferns, fauna, and have birds coming out of here. Well, all right, that didn't work out. I just didn't want to do that. Then I thought of taking her entire head off, but she has a gorgeous face, and I didn't really want to do that. But I thought of taking her entire head off and then putting a bird in here, and I thought, well, that's, I could do that, but she is just an absolutely beautiful person, and I didn't want to remove her head. So I said, well, that's out. So then I'm like, okay, well, let's look at some Collage Soup. And I went through my Collage Soup books. I went through this one. And I do like showing you my process. Sorry, I just grabbed my glasses. Because I don't want anyone out there to get discouraged. And you're going to go through different steps in finding the best collage for you to come up with. So then I started going through my Collage Soup, and I thought, well, some of these colors are fabulous. I could do something like this. And I'm like, well, that's kind of, and then I could doodle and add some birds. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. Then I saw a black and white, and I thought, maybe I could add her. There was actually a better one in here. I thought this was cool. I'm like, well, I could add her to that. And I'm like, no, it's kind of a busy bottom back. And then I saw this, and I thought this would be kind of cool because we would have an eye here. And I'm like, no, that's, again, typical. And I'm kind of going through here. I could put her here like this. But then I'm like, I wanted to kind of tell a story. And I'm like, well, then I could do something like this. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that either. Although she looks great there. So I was just and I thought, oh, this might be kind of cool. She could be backing away from this gal here because, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And I looked at this. I thought that was kind of cool because he's looking at her, she's looking at him. And I said, no, that's really not what I want to do. So I tossed that aside. Then I looked at my forest animals, and I thought, well, maybe I could find a bird in a nest. So I saw this owl, and I thought I could cut this off, I'm like, no, that's typical. No, don't want to do that. Kept looking, and there was really nothing else. I'm like, well, maybe I could do a duck on top. I'm like, no, don't want to do that. So I tossed that aside. And then I went and got myself a seltzer. I'm like, okay, well, I want to do something with Collage Soup. So then I have all of these downloads that I've purchased from, I think it's Emily, right? And this is one that I purchased in a book. I think I got a book for 99 cents. And this is an ostrich. And I think that ostrich is fabulous. And it's got its skinny legs here, and it's got this sweet little boy right here. And I thought, well, what can I do with this? Well, I really didn't want to use the little boy. So this is where I'm at. So I have Nayla or Nala. I think it's Nala. I don't know. And I have her right about here, okay? And I know she's going to go over the page, and that's why I'm going to keep this bordered in white, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another piece of paper behind this. I'll frame it. I'm not going to put this one in one of my books. So I thought, well, because I want her to hang over the side a little bit. So I thought I might put her right about there. Now we see the top of his head, all right? We don't really take note of this here, although I will take this into consideration, and I'm not too worried about here. So then I thought, okay, well, what can I do that will be really cool? So I started thinking about a story. And she is definitely, whatever is over here on her right-hand side, she really doesn't want anything to do with. In my estimation, she's hesitant. She might be, I'm not going down that road. I don't like what I see. I don't want to be a part of it. She's pushing it away. So I wanted to take this headdress off, and I can use this with something else. And I thought, what can I put on here? And I went into my bird book, and I went to the ostrich page, and they didn't give me too many ostriches to choose from, but I did choose this ostrich right here. And I thought this would make a really cool headdress. So my intentions are, and I hope this works out, is to take this lioness headdress off and substitute it with this ostrich head. And she's kind of going to be like the queen of the ostriches, okay? The ostrich community. So then I thought, okay, well, I want to add a little bit more to this. And I have another idea, and I don't know if it's going to work out. It may, and I'm going to try to do it, because I want her separating herself from this ostrich. She just doesn't agree. You're going to see this ostrich is not going to belong, all right? And I also wanted to see what ostriches eat, and they are plant eaters. And plants and berries. So I grabbed this, and I want to incorporate this, and I want to incorporate this plant somehow with her. So we're going to have to collage that in somehow. I'd like to put something in her hand. I have another idea as well. I haven't cut it out yet. Then I thought, well, we need to make this ostrich different. So what can I do? So I went back to my Collage Soup, what I have downloaded, and these are some really funky leggings and shoes. And I'm going to try to incorporate these skirts on her outfit as well. And I thought I would take a set of these and attach them to the ostrich, which is going to start to make this ostrich different. So I thought we would just have a play with this, see where it goes. And I would also like to do, I'm thinking, some sort of headdress on the ostrich. And there is a small, now I don't know if this is the same size. Or I could take one of these turbans, maybe this one. This one might fit on the ostrich. So I'm just going to cut this out really quick. And see if this is about the right size. And sometimes you just kind of have to eyeball this stuff. Sorry, I don't talk much when I'm cutting. So where's my, let's see if this would even, yeah, that doesn't work. That's a little too, well, it would work like that, but I don't know if it really looks like a turban. Kind of looks like a porter's hat, doesn't it? So that isn't going to fly. So I might be able to do something with this, and this I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to shut the camera down. I'm going to get these cut out now that you've seen them. I'm going to cut this out, which I think will be kind of cool. And when I get everything cut out, I'm going to take the legs when I come back. The legs will be gone from this ostrich. The headdress, the lioness here, headdress will be off of her. And I may even back this ahead so I'll know how far I can bring her over. So I'm going to do a little behind the scenes work, and then when I come back, we will continue to work on it. So I have everything, most everything cut out. And I've got the bird, the ostrich here. I've got Nala. I did a little bit more fussy cutting on this. Not sure how I'm going to incorporate it. I didn't do much with that. Don't know if I'm going to use it, but I will see. And I got the legs cut out. So the first thing I'm going to do, I didn't back this, obviously, because I have more cutting to do through this. So we're first going to get the legs on this ostrich here. So I think what I will do is I left these together thinking I could just do a cut. I want the knees down around here, so we won't get the feet. It's just going to come down, but you'll know that those are the legs. And I'm just wondering, because this is pretty dark here, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just come around each leg. There's one here, and I think I can get the other one. It's kind of dark, but maybe right across it. And if that doesn't work out, I can certainly run another copy. So I think what I will do is there's one little feather coming down here. I'm just wondering if I should but then there's feathers here. So I think I need to come down. And because, see, this is so dark, I don't know if this is going to work or not. May have to put a little bit of black ink on here, possibly. Let's just see. We're going to have this little flap here, okay? And I think I will cut these apart. I think this will be the best way to do it. And I think I will feed it through the back here. Okay, these are a little bit wider. So I don't want to go too wide here. And this is where your patience has to come in when you work with something like this. There we go. And again, I want the knees to come down, okay? So we're going to pull this a little bit more. Probably right about like that. I may have to take a little bit more over here just so it straightens the leg out a little bit. I feel like I'm doing hip surgery here. That's pretty good like that. That's a pretty good angle. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that right down while I have that on here, and then I can trim it off of the bottom because I like where the knee is on this, I think. Yeah, because I don't want to pull it much more. So we'll get this down here, and I'm not going to go too close to the edge. This is photo paper, and I don't want to get any on the photo paper per se, because it will leave a funky mark. So we have that there. Let's get the other leg here. I'm just going to take this little bit off. Make that a little bit thinner. And then we will run this one right down. I think we'll do the same right about here. And I don't really want to turn my X-Acto knife too much because, oops, look at that. Because of that, the way it's printed. Hopefully this is a little bit narrower. Put that back there like that. I kind of want to level these knees up a little bit. And then I can just touch that up a little bit with a little bit of dark paint. Do this one a little. I can take a little bit off of this. Pull that down through a little bit more. It kind of ripped there, so I'm just going to hold that there. There we go. All right, and then I can get this. Pull that through too much. Nope, that's good. Okay. All right. So we will get this one down. Like that. All right, so there are the ostrich's legs. And I think I'm not going to snip those just yet, okay? Maybe I'll do a wider border on the bottom here. All right, now we have Nayla here. And I'm going to dress her. I cut the skirts out right here, and I do want to add them because I think this will just be fun. Just add a little bit more color. Yeah. Because I want to show that even though they're similar, they are different. She views her as being totally different, but they are similar. So here I may have to step away. I'm going to have to cut around her hand again because this is going to slide up underneath here. And I'm going to have to cut this away and make one. Well, let's do this side first. And I think what I'm going to have to do is this is going to, when you do something like this and you want it to slide up under, we're going to have to cut. So I don't want to, measure twice and cut once, right? So this is going to slide up in under here. So I'm going to want to cut this. I can do this with my scissors. I go around like this ever so carefully. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So this will slide under here, and then it's going to have to slide. I think I'm just going to end up taking this whole part off if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we have this. So it's going to slide under like this. And I want it to go under here. So this will have to come off here so it can slide underneath. Okay. So this is going to slide underneath like that. See that? Okay. Can bring that down. All right, so that's how you do that one. I'm just going to trim her. Take a little bit off here. You can see that burgundy a little bit better from the. So if that goes like that, all right. This one I want next, I believe. This will slide up under her hand. So I'm going to have to cut her fingers here. I'm going to use my X-Acto. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go and cut here. And I'm going to leave just a little bit here, I believe, because when I put this under, I don't want to detach the entire thing. It may come all detached, but I got to figure that out. All right, so I'm up close and personal. I want to show you how I did this because I think it's important when you are piecing collage art together. This I've already glued down. I put the yellow skirt here. This is the red. And then you can see here I glued it onto the back here, all right, because I didn't want to lose this whole bottom part of her, all right. So then what I did was I came over here, I finished cutting her fingers, you can see that right there, and I left just a little tiny bit right here, all right. I didn't go all the way to the end with that. So the yellow skirt is going to fit right under here like this. I'll just fiddle around with that for a minute. And I want these to be all different lengths. I don't want them to all be, You know, I want it to be like a kerchief style. And then this skirt had a little hook, a little piece to it. And I'm thinking of putting it just like that, because it rounds down on her skirt here. This sticks out a little bit. I don't care about that sticking out. It can just be a little part of the dress. I just want to clip this little bit away. This is a rope. I don't even know if that rope should be part of it, but I'm going to leave it, okay? This I'm going to put right here like that. All right, and that just kind of, this I'm going to put over, because this one has more of a flounce to it, okay? So I'm going to glue this one down first, all right? And sometimes you just have to, you just have to be patient and think this out, you know, how you're going to cut it, where you're going to cut it. That's why I think these are just loads of fun to do. Because to me, I love jigsaw puzzles. Whoops, I'm sorry, I keep hitting my camera. It's so low. I really like jigsaw puzzles, and to me, it's just like a giant puzzle. All right. And then this, we're going to take and we're going to slide this right in around here. And I want to have that like that, okay? And I'm going to, the first thing I'll do is I will glue the bottom down here. Then I will glue her hand next, her fingers, I mean. We'll get a little bit in under here. And then I'm going to flip her. And let's see, I'm going to get this part glued down right here. And again, you just have to take your time and just think it through, think it out. All right, let's get her back up where she belongs. Okay, so you can see her here. She has her little flouncy skirts on. All right, just a little extra something. And we're going to put her, I think we'll put her just like this, okay? I just don't know how far or how close I want her to this ostrich. So this is this is the ostrich headdress that she's wearing because she is the queen of the group. And that actually worked out quite well. And I'm just going to try to raise it up a little bit because I really like the eyebrow here where it's painted. And that just kind of hugs right around her eye there. So what I'm going to do, and it shows her here, I'm just going to get a little dab right here of glue just to hold, and this will hold this this glue here is very, it adheres quickly, okay, and it's strong. It's not gonna, so we're gonna get that down. All right, so now we have her with her ostrich headdress on right there, okay? And that now we don't so much have to worry about the little boy because he's all covered up. So I think I have, I think I've got them where I want them right here. So I went ahead and I matted the photo here, okay? And I picked out some red. This is a second piece of paper. I did this off camera because it is quite large. Let me get the girl on here. And she is going to go right about here. I will get her situated. Let me get her. I don't want to do a lot of gluing right yet. I think she's going to go. And I think when I line her up, I'm more concerned. I just want this coming over a little bit here because I've extended the feet down here. I'm going to keep the feet there because I like that. It just gives a different element. So we're going to get this here down. And if you do large collage art like this, you can buy those, if you don't want to hang them on your wall or whatever, you can also get those, I guess they're folio books, or not, they're not books. They're large pieces that, like if you draw, I've bought them for my son before for his really large artwork when he was going to college. And you can keep your work in there if you'd like. Right now I'm hanging mine on my wall, which eventually I think I'll get a book and put some of these in the book because I think it will be, I guess it's a portfolio book. It'll be fun to have down the road for the grandkids to look at, or my boys to go back through, because these are even too big. The red that I have here, this red is a 12 by 12 scrapbooking page, so you can see that this is a bit bigger. I wouldn't be able to put this in a scrapbook. That's the only thing, because these are a little bit bigger. I have a tendency, once I start out, I'm doing them a little bit bigger. Okay, so you'll notice that I didn't, let me get this over here out of the glare. I didn't glue her arm down yet, all right? And I'm just leaving a little bit of room here. I have a saying that I'm going to put down here at the bottom. And remember, she started out as the lioness, and now she's wearing an ostrich headdress, and she's with this ostrich here. And she's kind of comparing herself to this ostrich here with the legs. I'm going to take this headdress that she had on, and I'm going to tuck this underneath her arm like this, because I got thinking about this. And I'm going to put that right here like this, like she is carrying this under her arm. Okay? And that is going to go right about there, all right? And we're going to put this here like this. Okay. Let me get this down now. She's going to carry that underneath her arm. And you can look at this collage in a lot of different ways, I think, once I do this, once I put this here. And she's carrying this here under her arm, around with her. By putting that under her arm like that, I don't know if she's ready to take on the role of, I'll say, the ostrich queen, or playing the part of an ostrich. I think she's somewhat comparing herself. I think she's fascinated with the bird, the ostrich. And I think she's comparing herself to this bird, if she's going to fit in, even though this ostrich, it has some funky characteristics to it. She's quite taken with this creature. Now you got to remember, she was a lioness, and she has taken off her headdress and she's put this headdress on. So she's comparing herself, and she's pondering and giving it some thought and thinking about it. And as many of us do, we compare ourselves to others, and that is not good at all. And I don't think with this, my saying here, I'm going to put on here, is there's no comparison. I'm going to put that right there. All right. There's no comparison, because these two, let me see if I can raise this up a little bit. Let's get this out of here. These two they may be similar. They may carry the same colors. They may carry the same feathers, but there is no comparison. All right. And I think the whole message here is, do not compare yourself to others. All right. Accept who you are. Be happy with who you are. And basically that is the bottom line. Because comparing yourself to someone else, your artwork, your body, your mind, your personality, it can be very detrimental to the human soul and the human spirit. So that is my collage this week. And I just think it came out really cool. Came out a lot better than I thought. So I'm going to pick this up, and you can see an up close. I love that ostrich face there. And then we have her with her headdress. And there she's carrying her, in case she wants to go back and be the lioness again. And they have the same, similar, but different. So again, there is no comparison. So that is this week's bird collage. I hope you liked it. If you did, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, and I will see you in my next video. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.